Hey there, it's Amy with Ask a Christian, and I am responding to a question from Jacob about morality. Now, Jacob, thank you so much for writing in. I'm going to just abbreviate this really quickly. Jacob wants to know about the moral argument and finds that he is strongly basing his Christian beliefs on the idea that there is an objective morality, of course, in his case, being a Christian given to us by Creator God. So here's a little bit of the question. I cannot find an answer to this no matter where I look. How do I know morality is real? What are some arguments to suggest this? An argument against moral nihilism. So he's heard that morality is just decided by community, and that it's just an evolutionary component that we have developed to keep us alive. I've read books like The Selfish Gene that seem to suggest such things. So anyway, Jacob, sorry. I really appreciate your authentic question and your pondering of this deeply. I think everybody kind of goes through some of this discussion, and I'm going to say right up front, I don't think that this matters as much as you think it does. And I actually think that God is bringing this up strongly in your life so that you can build other threads in your web of faith. And I say that because I'm not belittling this question. It's a big one, but because it just, after I give my answer, maybe you'll think it is less of less consequence than you do now. I don't know. Maybe you'll come back and say that's even more important. But you're wondering if morality is real, and I'm assuming you mean objective because we could be living in a matrix. I'm saying that halfway in jest, but the truth is, you could get really into, I think, Descartes really quickly here and just wonder what is real and get stuck there. But here's the truth of the matter. We have to live in whatever world we're perceiving right now. So we need to act as if morality is real, and that what affects us and seems to govern us is real enough that we're going to use it. It's a tool. I'm sorry that I didn't say this up front, but if this is causing you a crisis of faith and I'm being too flippant, I really apologize. I don't mean to be flippant. I enjoy it. And so it's fun for me, but it could be a really stressful point for you. So my apologies. If there's a real crisis that you're going through, I'd love to talk with you more and personally. But okay, going on to the is morality objective question. I sent your part of your question to a friend of mine who loves apologetics. And so this is going to kind of take a little side path, but he says, the moral argument for God is not truly an argument for God's existence. So if you're basing your ideas on God exists because there is evidence for objective morality, my friend is saying that that might be a disappointment to you. And for those of you watching, the moral argument is basically saying that any use of morality or moral terms like this is evil and bad or this is good and just have to require some kind of objective basis for measuring. Without an objective source, a claim of what is moral or immoral must have objective factors. Otherwise, who gets to determine it? Because I'm sure, as you've noted, Jacob, that values can be fairly different from your own. At least the expression of them can be widely different. So how does the moral argument work? Anyone making moral claims has to reveal what the source of their judgment is. So in our case, Christians say, God should not allow evil. And in this book, as far as I can tell, here's what God defines as evil. So this shouldn't be a huge problem for those who consider themselves Christian, because they can point to, I would say, to Jesus and his life, or maybe more cryptically to biblical values. and a source of determining what's right and wrong. So I'll leave it there for now, but it's like not quite the majority rules idea, but the fact that people who do believe or don't believe in a God or any kind of faith can agree on even some widely agreed upon topics of what's good and evil. The fact that there's any agreement at all may point to some original objective source. I won't even say God, but for the Christian, you can read in Romans and know that there might be what Christians would call the Holy Spirit, who's working on people's hearts and leading them to understand some of these principles. Now, my take on it is that although we treat different ideas subjectively, there is one testable truth, one testable objective value, and that is the objective of other-centered love, or the objective value of other-centered love. And the reason this is testable is that we live in a world that seems to thrive on and get better with other-centered love and self-sacrifice. It's the only thing that I've seen continually create joy and peace in interpersonal situations, in communities. And the cool thing for us is that God does claim to be love. We find that in the Gospels. And we, like I said, applying this idea is going to vary widely across different people and community groups. But if we can ask, what is the most loving thing I could do in this situation, and we're able to act on that, you'll notice and you'll see that relationships perpetually get better and better. I mean, there's obviously some offshoots and things, but again, your question is morality objective? I think is less important than what works, and can you trace these principles to the God of the Bible or the God of creation? So that's what I'm trying to say from the beginning, Jacob, is that this is obviously a deep and troubling in some senses question, but I think that it is less important than finding what is workable. And what is workable is that there does seem to be a principle of other-centered love, morality based on what would love do, and that seems to produce excellent results throughout society. What is excellent? Again, that's subjective, but you have to live in it. So you tell me if it's good and if it seems to work for everyone. And that can be traced to the creator God of the Bible. So I hope that that's at least something else to ponder, and that if you want to talk more about this, obviously I would love to. I'm available. And if you have a question about this and you're watching at home, you can always email me, askachristianfriend@gmail.com. I'm happy to chat with you or a video response for you if I get some time to do that. So Jacob, thanks again for writing in. I know I didn't exactly answer your question, but I do hope that at least made sense. All right, talk to you later. Bye.